Okay, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, we got a lot to talk about. We got Keish on the line.
Hey everybody.
Yes, we do. And look like it's quite a few song up coming up in here. Thing is, it's just so crazy that YouTube always do it like 2 minutes after it's scheduled. So if it's scheduled, it's like if I go on live now, it'll show up at 7:01. I don't know why it does that.
Okay.
It's just so crazy.
Oops, sorry.
No problem. No problem. So we'll go ahead and get started. She says she'll be back for bowl in an hour.
Who Tristan?
No, Vicky.
Oh,
in the
okay.
in the comment section
Oh, I
because
see it.
yeah, because even Jay Money kind of talked about this a little bit. Just he thought that Young and the Restless was kind of slow this week. What did you think?
I didn't think it was too bad.
Yeah, me either. Especially today's episode.
Yeah.
Today's episode was very interesting, especially with Devon. Hey Trish.
Hey, hey, happy Friday.
Hey
Hey.
hey. Hey hey hey. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do this intro and then jump into Young and the Restless. So welcome back, you guys, to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where myself, T, Trish, and Keish will be all recapping both the Young and the Restless and the Bold and the Beautiful for the week of February 5th through February 9th. And so we do the Young and the Restless in the first half, Bold and the Beautiful in the second half, and then our last two segments are Flip the Script. And for those that are new, if there's a particular storyline or a scene that you wish you could change, that's what we flip the script. And then who's taking some seats this week? Who's taking several seats? Somebody that really got on your nerve, irked you. It's like you're doing too much. That's what that segment is for. All right. And I know we probably got some seats this week. I know I do. Mm-hmm. All right. So without any other further ado, make sure first of all, you guys, it's almost 50 of you all in here. Make sure you hit that like button. And so therefore, YouTube can push it to the browse and the what's that called? That page where not the Explorer page, that's the other platform. But where they actually promote it. I forgot what that's called. It's Friday. It's been a long week. So make sure you hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button as well. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to do a summary first of the Young and the Restless, and then we'll break all of it down. All right. Okay, so let me see where I am for the Young and the Restless for this week. Okay, come on now. My phone is a little bit too slow for me. Okay. So, for the Young and the Restless, for the week of February 5th through February 9th, thinking Chelsea went behind his back, Adam fights to keep his cool, and Billy calls out Devon for excluding him from a meeting with Sharon. Desperate Nikki drunk texts Jack to distract Victor from finding her. Nick gives Adam support, and Claire learns about Jordan. Phyllis and Christine declare war over Danny, and Nikki calls out for help again, sending Jack and Victor after her. Danny runs away from Phyllis when she calls them kismet, as Victor grudgingly agrees to support Jack being Nikki's sponsor. Christine accuses Danny of enjoying pitting her and Phyllis against one another, as Billy accuses Mamie of being a threat. Alrighty, so where should we start first, you guys?
Can we start with Jack and Nikki and Victor?
Yeah, go ahead.
Um, I think we said it when this first happened, where we all thought it wasn't the best idea that Jack was her sponsor because they've got a personal relationship and history, and then of course the dynamic between Jack and Victor isn't the greatest. And the fact that Victor said, basically, if anything happens to Nikki, it's all Jack's fault. I feel like that is going to it'll affect how Jack basically it'll affect how he is treating Nikki right now. It will affect how he goes about helping her with her issue, and I feel like she's so deep into it that just going to AA and having a sponsor isn't enough for her. And even Victor, like, to me, I don't feel like from the start that Victor has really taken this seriously. Not because he doesn't think that her disease is serious, but I feel like he coddles her and he doesn't really hold her accountable, or he hasn't really done anything to make sure that she's getting the help that she needs.
Well, I totally agree with that, and I think too it's astonishing to me that the storyline has not included like psychiatric help for the trauma, first of all, of being kidnapped, and then having a needle put in your arm and intravenously dosed directly into your bloodstream alcohol. And this is not just as she fell off the wagon and took a drink. This is she was held hostage and force-fed basically alcohol, and then left a bottle, which of course she's not going to be able to not pick up. And it's just, you're right, Keish, she's so far down this well. It's really, quite frankly, it's a little bit triggering, because I had a friend go through this, and to watch it happen on screen is really heartbreaking. But gosh, the depths of despair. But I think she needs to be in a in-house facility where she's monitored 24/7 and has access to medical doctors and counselors that are, degreed.
Do you guys get the sense that she wants Jack to be her sponsor because she feels like she can manipulate or get over on him?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been saying that all week. She's been calling the shots. She's been telling Jack how to maneuver this thing. He's the sponsor.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be the one that's directing this thing, but she's the one that's calling the shots, and then she get into these frenzies, and then he don't want to push, or I don't want to make you feel this way. You're not holding her accountable.
You're not supposed to lie.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was one of the problems from the very beginning, is she didn't want Victor to know that Jack was her sponsor, and it's like, well, you're starting off bad because now you're lying.
Yeah,
and you're asking him to lie.
And I agree with what Trish was saying, because that's the same thing I was saying all this week on my recaps, is the fact that this just wasn't the fact she took a drink and fell off the wagon, right? Kind of like how, when Sheila Carter switched the bottles, it was a drink, but she got back on track, right? Yeah. She had, like you said, intravenous feeding of, and it went right straight to the bloodstream to her brain.
It's poison.
It's poison. And so to just say, oh, I just need a sponsor, no, you need rehab.
Right.
Yes, definitely. I will say, Melody Thomas Scott, the way she leaned on the table, she portrayed it. I mean, I've watched it happen, and there was nothing I could do. And that was exactly, she did an amazing job. It was heartbreaking. And then when there was a moment where I did sort of kind of giggle a little bit, because, she was completely sober when she played this part, and she's playing it so well. And so I did have a little bit of that kind of awkward little laugh about that, but it's heart-wrenching.
I thought that scene was funny. When she answered that phone and the stripper music started playing, she was like, oh yeah, how are ya? You're coming for me. I'm be waiting for ya. It was hilarious.
She is playing the heck out of this part
She's
right now.
amazing. She's amazing.
Yeah, and actually, Colleen Zink did I saw it on Instagram where she was actually giving Melody kudos for how she's playing out this role, even though she's
Mhm.
coming for her.
That's
So,
cool.
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I could understand where you're coming from, Trish. With the fact that your experience from it. At the same time, she was hilarious when she was playing that part. And that music playing on that phone, I was like, wow. You know.
Yeah. It looks like it. Pretty much everybody in the comments is saying the same thing. Jack shouldn't be her sponsor. She needs to be in rehab.
So they're teasing, and I heard rumors about this, and I hope it's not true, that there's supposed to be a couple swap with these four. And
Yeah.
yeah, I know. And just with, the flashback that Jack had this week, where he was thinking about she's married to me, and of course Victor was pissed off about the mother of his children being drunk because being. I'm like, and then he comes out of that fantasy talking to Diane, saying that he can't call the shots.
Yeah.
You don't need to be calling the shots. And number one, that's his wife.
Mm-hmm.
What do
Yep.
y'all think about that?
I, I thought it was the flashback was. I don't know if that was supposed to be a foreshadowing.
Hmm.
I hope not. I don't want to see a couple swap between the four of them, especially since him and Diane just got married
Right.
over the summer. I think it's unnecessary.
Yep.
Hmm.
I feel the same way. I don't like it. I won't like that. But I did think whenever they showed it, I thought instead of it being like a romantic kind of looking back where he was thinking about the romance part of it, I think he did feel responsible, and I think he was reflecting on, like, what I took from that was he's thinking, well, this did happen before, and he was right. I didn't, wasn't really the best helper. Did what he could. And maybe this time he could either do better, or maybe this time, what if Victor's right and he's not the right person for it? I thought he was kind of questioning,
Right.
but that was just me reading into it.
Yeah, and then this other thing with Jack trying to install Lauren over at Newman Media. I'm like, you
Mm-mm,
don't have that type of power to do that.
mm-mm.
Yeah, that was weird.
Awkward.
You know,
Yeah, like
you go ahead, Keish.
did he? I can't remember how the scene went. Did he say it as a recommendation, or did he just straight up say Lauren is going to come in here and help you
Well,
recover for you while you're gone?
well, how it all went down is that he actually called Lauren to come over to Jabot. Lauren was out of town. She had just got back in town, and they started talking about the numbers and how good everything was going for the fall, going into the spring season. Then he goes into the whole situation about having her drop what she doing, let her staff run Finmore's while she takes some time off and go and help Newman. I mean, go help Nikki over at Newman Media. And I'm like, as what? I mean, COO, her assistant. Either way, she would be a Newman employee. That's something that's not even under Jack's jurisdiction.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I thought it was ridiculous, the
It
whole
was.
conversation.
Why would he even think that was possible?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, you talking about not infuriating Victor with the secret. Imagine you trying to install somebody at one of his companies.
Right.
Yeah, that was definitely an odd move there. That made no sense whatsoever.
No, not at all.
There was
Yeah.
a lot of senselessness
Mm-hmm.
this
Now,
week.
I got a question for you, Trish.
Okay, what you got?
Do you think Diane is playing the long game with this?
I still do. Yes, I still do. And I swear to y'all, at the end of this year, if nothing has happened, I will apologize to all the Diane lovers. And I promise I'll give her the benefit of the doubt for at least the first quarter of next year, if at the end of this year nothing has happened. I
Well,
swear.
and here's why I'm asking you this, because I know you've been pretty much you and I don't see her in the comment section, but Jenna, the two of you have been pretty much watching how she moves. She's being way too nice through this
Mm-hmm.
whole situation, especially since her and Nikki has been at odds for decades. Now,
And Nikki was in the coven.
yeah, exactly. Now, I can see the sensitive side of Diane because she is, the girl is off the wagon, right?
Mm-hmm.
But on the flip side, I mean, this man is leaving meetings. He ain't even paying attention to Ashley, who is his sister, who is completely been, running around in circles. And you send Tracy out there, you should have been out. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm wondering, well, going back to the whole thing with Diane, do you think that she's just waiting for this whole thing to implode between Jack and Victor, or something goes wrong? Because she technically is co-CEO. So if Jack does something stupid, she can just step in by herself as the role. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. I can see it. I mean, I think it would not surprise me if she were to somehow, utilize all of this, if something, goes awry,
Mm-hmm.
to do exactly that. And then I do believe that if she did do that, that she would bring Kyle back, because it's always been about her and then her and Kyle.
Right.
And then I think that they would just slowly work to dismantle the other Abbotts so that it was just them and their whole entourage. But again, I mean, I don't know how it's going to go down, but I do think she is in the long game for everything she can get her hands on.
Because she pulled that pill popping question out of the air. Are you sure you're not taking pills? You would tell me if you're taking pills. You know
Yeah,
what I
and
mean?
yeah, and I could see her doing the whole "here's your vitamins, dear."
I don't
Oh,
know.
like slipping him.
Why not? I mean, those little pill things, you buy them empty, and
Yeah.
put stuff in there. You can empty out what's in there. And I mean, not to be telling anybody to do that. You should not do that. Do not do that.
Yes, we do not recommend those
We do
types of
not.
things
In
on
fact,
this
we
show.
advise against it. Don't tamper. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about that earlier, and I said I know the right person to ask about that, Trish. Yeah, you.
Delmonica still thinks that Diane and Tucker are in cahoots as well, but Mary thinks that Diane is being truthful. I
Okay.
swear, Mary, if at the end of the year that comes to pass, I will apologize to everybody that looks like.
So, what do you think, Keish? I mean, just in you to give your opinion, do you think this is a long game, or she's being truly compassionate?
I thought that she was being compassionate,
Okay.
because it's not like, uh, I don't know, it's not some typical thing where, I don't know how to explain it. I think she sees that Nikki is struggling with her alcoholism.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think that she's trying to be sympathetic to the situation. I didn't take I didn't take it as her using this and playing the long game.
Okay.
Even though she can't stand Nikki, like I don't see Diane as someone that is just downright evil and is going to revel in the fact that Nikki is having a hard time right now, especially considering this all stemmed from her being kidnapped and basically tortured by Jordan.
Right.
Um, However, we know that the writers can change things down the line, and I don't know, maybe something does happen, and it does turn out that Diane was, you know, playing the long game.
Mm-hmm. Now,
So I guess we'll see.
Well, Belinda and Tamika are also agreeing.
yeah, yeah. Look.
I'll say this. I think that if an opportunity presents itself, I wouldn't put it past Diane to take advantage of it. But I don't feel like right now she's plotting and planning anything.
Well, like Tamika Roberts said, Diane looks slick, waiting for the shoe to drop.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see, but I just think this whole thing is a big old mess. I think Jack is in over his head, and he's in a lose-lose situation because she's been calling the shots, but when everything went awry when she was caught at the bar, she blamed Jack. This is all your
Mm-hmm.
fault. So either she's going to get blamed, he's going to get blamed by her, or he's going to get blamed by Victor. If I
And
was
that's
him,
exactly why he just needs to back out of that situation.
exactly. I totally agree with that. So now let's, since we're still talking about Abbott's, well, we was talking about Nikki too, but what about the situation with Ashley? Because looked like Tracy did her own I Spy private eye investigative work and found out that everybody corroborated
Mm-hmm.
Tucker's story. Do you think he paid off the entire restaurant?
No, I
Okay.
need them to wrap this up.
I know. I feel this. I'm right there with you, Keish, because I mean, I don't want Ashley to be losing it, and Tucker is diabolical. I mean, y'all know I'm an Ashley fan. I just hate that they're going to go down this road again with her. If he didn't bribe anybody.
Yeah, I hate how long they've been dragging this one
Mm-hmm.
simple situation out. And
Mm-hmm.
then, like we've been saying for weeks or months, like why don't she just go to the restaurant and ask for the surveillance video or something so we can wrap this story up? And she does it, and then he pays them off, and it's like, well, what was the point of you going? Because you weren't going to believe it either way.
Exactly.
She's believing what she wants to believe, and what she wants to believe is that Tucker was a jerk to her. And no matter what anybody says to her, it seems like she's not going to buy it or believe it because she needs her version of the story to be true.
Right. Yeah, it sucks. Like you say, it's just they drawing this out too long, and I've been
Mm-hmm.
saying it on my recaps. Keish, you just said it. The fact of the matter is, just pull the tape, pull
Yep.
the film. It'll
Yeah, we
show
all.
exactly it'll show exactly what happened. Did he toss a chair and break a glass, or
Look at
did he just happen to bump the chair?
right, and look at every restaurant. I mean, there are cameras everywhere,
Right.
everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wonder, let's say if there is a video, then is she going to say, well, somebody edited this, somebody doctored this video, that
Yeah.
didn't really happen? Like it's like one thing after the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. So
Ugh.
now when she got back home, that's the first thing she said to Diane and Jack, and they was looking at her like, well. So I'm wondering, I'm wondering when everybody comes there, and say, well, everybody else is saying that the same thing happened that the waiter said. Now, I got to give Abby a little bit of kudos because even though she was fighting that tooth and nail, she did say at the end of the conversation with Tracy over at Society that, well, I mean, it's not fair for someone to be blamed for something that didn't do. I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, Abby.
She did say that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I thought she was just going to be like, no, 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 I don't believe it. He paid him off. I don't care what you say. She was like, well, if he didn't do it. And let me ask you guys this. That information, as we know as of yet, hasn't gotten back to Devon. Do you think when that comes out, if Abby says, well, she didn't actually tell the right story, could that bring Devon and Tucker back together?
Yeah, I think that gives them a chance for sure because wasn't that the last thing
Yep.
that kind of made Devon want to distance himself
Mm-hmm.
from Tucker? Yeah, so he would. I mean, I think he would owe him an apology.
Yeah. Yep. Because that was the main thing that kind of broke the two of them up. That's why Mamie stopped working with Tucker
Yeah,
because of what she claimed he did to Ashley. So
yeah,
this could technically change a dynamic of a few relationships when they find out that she wasn't actually right with what she was going around telling everybody.
yeah.
Right.
I
And
agree.
that could. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying I agree.
Yeah, and honestly, if you think about Mamie just now came back and now they had that conversation today, and so I'm wondering if everybody's then going to sway toward Tucker, and then all of a sudden he's able to knock Jill down because
That's
Lily's not
possible.
back and Billy's there and Chance is there, but I mean that's a lot of people against three people.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, let's switch that direction because that conversation in today's episode where Mamie was trying to convince Nate that Jill was trying to balance the powers, he didn't believe it. And I'm like, Chance was a cop. She went through everything to get that man to come over there. You mean to tell
Mm-hmm.
me that you can't see that, Mr. Businessman? Maybe you should go back to being a doctor.
2 foot letters on the wall, you guys. 2 foot high in like bright, like neon orange. We are stacking the deck.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. He was co CEO, Billy, at Jabot. And then he leaves that only being there, what, less than a month or whatever, to come over to
Ridiculous.
Chancellor. And then she pull a Chance over there. It's like Nate. Anybody can see. Anybody can see that.
Right.
What you
And
think?
I mean,
Hmm.
is do we think Jill was wrong for doing that?
Honestly, it's part of her company.
It
Yeah,
is. And
yeah,
Chance is a chancellor, and Billy is her son.
Hmm.
yeah.
So, and Billy's a businessman and he's got a ton of experience, and Chance is a chancellor and wants to learn. So, it's not, I think, out of the realms of reality, even if there weren't the Winters group there. I
I,
think she'd do it anyway.
yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Let me ask you guys, because I know Devon was hesitant about this a year and a half or 2 years ago. Do you think they should have merged those two companies in the first place?
I don't think it was necessary.
No.
Mm-mm. Me
I don't.
either.
I don't understand why the Winters Hamilton Winters Corporation company, whatever
Mm.
their label, why they just couldn't be a standalone corporation like everybody else's is. Like, what was the? I didn't understand the point of it.
Yep.
And I mean, honestly, Devon is tied into both families because he is Catherine Chancellor's son. He's also part of the Winter side, but that didn't necessarily mean you gotta. I don't know. I mean, he's tied to both legacies, so maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know.
Yeah, I just. Uh,
Yeah.
no,
Hey, Jay
I don't think it
Money.
was needed. Hi,
Jay.
Jay.
Yep. Oh,
Bree.
yeah. Bree said so. Abby wanted to be on the Chancellor Winters board for what? What role are they really about to get this girl?
Child,
Right.
because she thinks somehow she can help protect them from Tucker, and I don't understand. I don't understand in what way is she going to
Uh-uh.
do that.
But here's the crazy thing: is has was Chancellor Winter under attack from Tucker? He was strictly going after Jabot. He wanted
Mm-hmm.
Chancellor Winters to be under Devon's legacy for him and the grandbaby.
I don't. I think. Well, they didn't believe Tucker when he said, because I think I thought he explained that to them that he wasn't trying to take the company,
Right.
that he was trying to make Devon the sole, I guess, basically owner or
Mm-hmm.
CEO or whatever of the company.
Mm-hmm.
And they're always skeptical of him, and I don't think they believe that.
Because it look like to me right now, he's not even thinking about Chancellor Winters, in my
Yeah, he's
opinion.
not anymore.
No. I
But
mean,
everybody just everyone thinks Tucker is always after their stuff,
mm-hmm.
and I don't know. And I mean, yeah, it's one company after the other, that's been frustrating with his characters because he comes up with one scheme to try to take a company from so and so, and then something happens where it doesn't work out, and then he jumps into the next scheme or
Right.
plan, and it's like since this man has been to town, him and Audra followed through, have not been able to follow through on anything that they planned.
Mm-hmm. Yet she think he's the greatest businessman since sliced bread.
Right. So
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they should have merged. I think that You know, it's, I don't know. I just, what Devon and Neil built together, it just should have stayed separate. It was a really cool powerhouse in and of itself, and it just didn't need to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, but I guess I don't know. He's tied, like I said, he's tied into both legacies. He's the
Yeah,
only one in that family that's tied to both.
that's true.
Lily is only CEO by being an employee for Chancellor because she was running the Chancellor side.
Right.
But
Yeah.
technically, she should, if she was going by the legacy thing, she would be on the Winter side. And
But
Billy and Jill and Chance and all those other folks is only Chancellor, right?
Hmm.
But
well, I mean, honestly, if you think about it that way, then when Jill does turn over the reins, Devon and Chance, no, Devon, because no, because Chance is just Devon should be the CEO. I mean, if
and I think that's the vision that Tucker saw.
yeah,
Tucker is like, you can have all of this because both of these are your legacies.
yep,
Hmm.
You
that would
know.
be cool.
Yeah, that would be interesting, but I still don't think Devon is a good businessman. So
Yeah, but the writers could change
they
that.
need to change that.
Yes, they do.
They need to change that. We can't have him out there looking like that.
Right.
But what else he is looking like is a hypocrite when he was
A little
talking to
bit.
Daniel.
God.
Now, listen, there is some different consensus and viewpoints on that because there are some people that says he's right. That's his sister. He should protect her.
I do agree with that.
And
As
then
his
there's
sister.
the other side of what he did to Amanda, which is what I played that Benny Hill
Mm,
music to the other
mm-hmm.
when he was
Yeah,
throwing up
that
against
did
the
happen.
wall. And I'm glad that the writers even added in where Daniel clapped back.
Yeah, he
He
did.
was like, "Do you have any room to talk?" I loved it. I was
That
clapping.
was good. Yeah, that was good. And I will say too that honestly,
Hmm.
I probably would have done the same thing Devon did, just simply because that's my sister.
Hmm.
You know, yeah, I realized that I made mistakes and everything, but this is my sister, so I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it's one thing to say, "Hey, listen, I don't think this is a good idea," but he kept piling on.
It was a dog pile, yeah.
It was one. That's why I clipped it the way that I did. He was saying one thing after the other, after the other, after. It was like, okay, he gets the message. He gonna figure it out. You know. So that. What about
Y'all
you?
look in his comments.
What you say?
So Black Seductress says they need to get rid of Audrey, and Bree says, "Hey girl, what do you have against Tempur-Pedic?"
What? Oh Lord, it's funny.
Oh man, Tempur-Pedic don't have no bounce.
You so silly. What you think, Keish, about the whole thing with that?
I, I was when Devon said when he said what he said to Devon,
Mm-hmm.
calling him out, and Devon was like, "You're right. I did make mistakes, but this is my sister."
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. He did.
Yeah. Yep. Ding, ding, ding. This is my sister. So if I see somebody playing my sister, then of course I'm going to say something to you. I'm not going to just ignore it,
you got
especially mixed with the fact that you're asking me to keep this from her because you want to tell her face to face, which
right.
I think that's where I think he's wrong. Like, either you tell my sister, you fly to California if you want to tell her face to face, or I'm telling her because you're not going to continue to pretend like you two are still in a relationship when she calls you on the phone and tells you that she misses you when you're after you hang up that phone, you're going and sitting in Heather's face talking about how you can't wait for your family to be back together.
Right.
So
That's got
they keep hanging. Both of them are hanging on the fact on whether or not she's ready to hear it. Because Daniel was asking him, do you think she's in a good place? Because if that's the case, I can go tell her right now. And then Devon was like, well, so it's like do you want him to say something, or do you want him to wait until the girl is in a good headspace? I don't
That
think
is
it's a.
Daniel. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I don't think anybody's in a good headspace to find out that somebody cheating.
Exactly. So just go
Exactly.
tell her now instead of. I
Being
mean, you've
alarmed.
already pretty much told Heather you two are going to be together. Your daughter knows about it. Now your mom knows about it. Her brother knows about it. So the fact that the longer that he waits to say something, with all these people now knowing that Daniel and Heather are getting back together, the worse off it's going to be. Because I would be
Humiliating.
pissed. Yes, I would be pissed if over a month, heck, even if it was just 2 weeks,
Yep.
but if over a month you have been pretending that we're still in a relationship when you knew for over a month that you were ready to go back to your ex-girlfriend
Mm-hmm.
and repair your family, and I'm sitting here talking to you as if we're still in a relationship, I would
Mm-hmm.
be highly upset. I would
Yeah.
rather you have just told me a month ago than waiting it out because you didn't think I was ready to hear it.
You know what?
Yeah.
And he can't blame Devon for that. He can't.
No.
Him
Mm-mm.
asking Devon, "Do you think she's ready?" to me is a cop out, because that's him saying, "Well, your brother didn't think you were ready, so I didn't say anything." No, this is your responsibility. This
Yeah.
is your situation that you created. You take responsibility for telling her the truth about how you feel.
Exactly. And can you imagine being the last one to get the memo in something that is absolutely and only about you?
Right.
You know what I would hope for, if when she come back to town, she bring a whole new man with her.
Oh, that I would love that because
You
That would be
I
great.
would love for her to be happy.
you know
Me
she come
too.
back with a man to be like, I'm sorry, Daniel. I met a nice man. I know we were trying to figure out our thing, but yeah, he really was there. He helped us. He was one of the firemen, and you know, I don't know. I'm just making up the fireman
Yeah,
part.
firemen.
That would
He's
be nice, but we all know that they're not going to
It
bring
ain't
on a
gonna
new man
happen.
for
right.
nothing.
Yep, yep.
So
Exactly.
she's basically about to come back to town and be single again for however long until the next main character or cast member on that show is single.
Right.
Yeah. Well, if writers, if you're listening, maybe, see if you can get somebody in there, a nice looking guy that you can bring back to town or something. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
other than that, this is the second time somebody then moved on from her with somebody else in the past
Right.
2 years.
And they're making the show is making the choice to write her like that, and I don't understand why. I
I
don't
know.
understand why they're doing her character this way.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't know. It just sucks. It sucks. Can we talk about Danny, Christine,
Oh
Phyllis?
Lord.
Girl, listen, I don't. They making Phyllis look delulu.
Oh my God, y'all.
She
Why?
been looking like this, y'all.
It's bad. I mean, come
Phyllis
on, man.
she has been frustrating to watch
Oh,
for I don't know how many years now.
I'm surprised Michelle Stafford came back to this.
I am too.
I don't think it was supposed to be this, was it?
She left General Hospital, brought the Phyllis character back when they switched her out again for Gina Tognoni. Those, what was it, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and they've been making her crazy all over again. I mean, Red is Red. Red do some stuff, but good
Mm-hmm.
grief, in this situation with Danny,
Mm.
it looks desperate.
It does.
So what kills me is that they actually showed his character into that physical slurping that they did.
Right.
He did not push her away for a while, and
Correct.
at the one time he pulled her back in and kissed her again. She's right. There is definitely some feelings there. He just doesn't want to admit it because he doesn't want to be the one that falls for the woman that almost ran over the bug, or did run over the bug, or ran into the bug, or Okay, she ran her over with a car. Okay. Okay, I know. I can't even lie to
Oh
so
my
bad of her.
goodness.
And no, she never actually really did pay for it. I know, y'all, I know.
Oh
But
my
I still
gosh.
want so much better for my Phyllis girl, man. Come on.
I mean,
Yeah.
gorgeous as she is, she keep her body tight. The girl, her stylist,
She looks
whoever, she
amazing.
looks amazing,
Mhm.
and she could probably find a guy. I
Any
mean,
guy.
right, then dealing with Danny, and he's telling her, well, I have a different feelings and friendship with you, but Christine is a different relationship with her. And it's like, come on, dude, you was, like you said, slurping, y'all were tongue wrestling.
Totally into it.
And here's my thing though: if he's telling her, regardless of what his actions were, if he kissed her back or not, if somebody looks at me and says, "I don't feel the same way about you that I feel about her. My feelings for you is just friends." I am not going to keep pushing and begging this person to tell me that they want to be with me or that they have feelings for me. And that's where they make Phyllis look desperate and pathetic. And
No
she
Mm-hmm.
means
keeps,
no.
yeah, she keeps pushing it, and she, wants to believe that Danny has romantic feelings for her, and I don't. Maybe he does, and he's just suppressing it. I don't know,
Maybe it's lusty.
but he's telling her he doesn't, and other than the couple of kisses, he has told her he doesn't want to be with her like that. And he's actively trying to be in a relationship with Christine and not her. He's not treating them the same way.
Right.
So she just makes herself look, I don't know, desperate and pathetic and ridiculous, and I need her to stop.
Yeah, it's just not a good look. It really isn't, and I think the writers dropped the ball when, her and Tucker,
Yes.
Oh, yes.
you
Oh, my God.
know, and
That
it,
would have been explosive.
they could have kept Audra with Nate. I would have been okay with that if they were
Same.
trying to shuffle folks around. But you move
Yep.
Audra right back to Tucker. For what?
Yeah, some
When
people like those two together. I don't know. I don't.
I mean, I gotta give it to Trevor St. John. He looked like he is a master of foreplay. Cause he
Yeah.
know how to use his hands to touch chests and take his finger and stroke down the side. I'm like, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I
Do
just
a
don't
9 o'clock dinner
those
with him
two.
anytime.
Wait a minute, what you say, Trish?
I said, I go to a 9 o'clock dinner with him anytime.
I mean,
I mean, no, I'm married. I really wouldn't, but if I was on the show, I would.
but the way he worked those scenes, even he did the same thing with Ashley. He know how to take a little piece of the hair and just flip it back over your ear,
He's
or
sexy.
like he touched the side of your neck with his finger, or go down the middle of her chest. And I'm like, this man, the foreplay got to be on fire when it comes to him.
And it would be hot. It would be hot with Phyllis.
It
Mm-hmm.
would.
Not to me. It's not hot with Audra.
I
Mm-mm.
agree. I think I'm not really into the mentor mentee fall into that kind of relationship
Mm-hmm.
storyline.
Mm-hmm.
I really could totally see Phyllis and Tucker. That could
Yeah.
be wild.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Somebody, Belinda said, "How about Phyllis and Nate getting together?" I
I
can't.
see.
Mm-mm.
I like Audra and Nate.
I,
Yeah.
I think she would have brought it out of him.
Cause think about it. Was it last week? I think it was last week when she was about to climb on top of Nate.
Yeah, and knock, knock, knock.
Well,
I mean,
exactly.
come on.
Exactly. Cause Nate
Yeah.
looked like he was ready to go.
He was definitely going to be into that.
Yeah, he was. Tamika said Tucker reminds her of Thomas.
Really?
In what way? I'm just curious.
I said that's interesting. That is very interesting.
But yeah, I would love to have seen Audra and Nate. I know Brie doesn't like that, but
Now
I would
Cheryl
love to have
Hines,
seen Audra and Nate together.
Cheryl Hines even said Phyllis and Jeremy Stark would have been awesome. They dropped the ball with that one too.
Totally
Yep.
dropped the ball there. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, they had two opportunities to, give Phyllis a guy that she wouldn't have to be fighting Cricket over.
Right.
Danny, and I don't want Daddy might get offended like he told Christine. You don't think she want me because of me?
Yeah, he was offended, wasn't he?
That
Yeah.
was funny. And that was really funny.
Yeah, that was crazy. And so he's tired of it. Okay, but you were entertaining both sides. Now you want to be tired of it?
Exactly. That's what I
Right.
didn't like about his argument was you were the one person that could have put a stop to all of it.
Yep.
Right.
Put your foot down with one woman or the other and
Mm-hmm.
move on.
Exactly.
And he didn't do that.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
There's
Nope.
Remember the reason Cricket hadn't seen him for a while because the last time that he saw him, I mean, they were embraced. You mean hands squeezing her back and everything, and
He
they're
was
kids.
into it.
He was
Mm-hmm.
into it. So, and then Cricket is still, after seeing that, she still wanna, try to get with Danny. I don't know. My
Well,
other thing about this is that actually, and I think I said this before on one of the other lives, Phyllis was interested first, and then
yeah.
Cricket sashayed into town, and then all of a sudden his face lit up like a Christmas tree.
So I remember this was around the time when we first heard about Cricket and
Mhm.
Paul, like getting ready to get a divorce.
Mhm.
And I think it was around the time when Danny first came to town. It
Mhm.
was like he came to town, then he left for a little bit, and then came back. And I think he left, and Cricket seemed like she was upset because Danny didn't say bye to her or something like that.
Mhm.
And it was almost as if I guess they were starting to show, I guess, signs of her wanting to, I don't know, kind of being jealous. Not, I don't know if jealous is the word, but it was like
Mm.
she was bothered because he didn't see her while he was in town.
Oh yeah, I
Uh,
remember what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
She was jealous.
She was
yeah, and
jealous. Mhm.
Well, I
yeah,
mean, to me, it's like Christine versus Phyllis is like Miss Missionary versus whatever, whatever. I mean, what are you gonna pick?
Right. They're like two polar opposites in
Totally.
personality.
yeah,
And I think that's probably why Danny is got energies with both because they both give them a taste of what the other don't have.
yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing is I didn't like that conversation with Daniel. It's like, do she deserve some type of happiness? I mean, I don't want her chasing after Danny, but he's pretty much, I mean, it's like, okay, Daniel, you worried about Christine and your father. Christine be throwing shots too.
She has.
Hmm.
So
The only thing I didn't, the one thing I didn't really agree with Phyllis on was her trying to compare him and Heather to her and Danny, and it's like
Yeah.
him and Heather's breakup was maybe a year ago, or
mm,
I don't know how long it was before he came to town because they were broken up then. But you're comparing this recent history to you and Danny being together like 30 years ago,
Yeah, that was.
and there's been nothing since. So
Yeah.
that's not a comparison here.
No.
And saying and talking about, we share a child together. Daniel is like in his mid-40s. Like,
Hey, man, you're always gonna be your mama's baby.
yeah,
right.
but that was
I don't even
that
have
was
them, and my mama used to say that.
that was
Listen,
definitely a stretch.
especially when they still come asking you for money. I'm still First National Bank, and my oldest is almost 30.
Yep,
Um,
the bank of mom.
uh,
And he wasn't exactly wrong because it gives off the feeling that Phyllis was only interested or went after Danny as hard as she's doing because she found out Christine was also interested, and that Danny was somewhat interested in Christine. And it was
Mm-hmm.
the same way. I think we said this before. It was kind of the same way with Jack and Diane, where she kept putting the doing the Heisman Trophy pose with Jack, and then the minute Diane comes to town, she suddenly wants to be with Jack.
Yeah. Did you see Dewan said versus Christine is like Brooke versus Taylor?
I wouldn't even give them that much credit.
Wow.
Oh no.
Yeah, I agree, Jenna. Jenna said Christine is as bad as Phyllis is. I mean,
They're both petty.
they both
Petty
petty.
Betty's, yes.
They're both petty and they throwing shots, and then this is where we see, Danny like, see, this is the stuff that I don't like. I'm trying to be friends with both of y'all. That ain't gonna
Right.
Right.
and good luck with that one. So then we got this other situation with Billy, Connor, Adam, and Chelsea. To me, Billy, I understand you want to be a support system, but you need to take a step back and let the
Yeah.
parents handle that.
I would say the one good thing that came out of that whole situation was Adam and Nick's conversation.
Oh God, that was beautiful.
Yeah, I love it. I love when they are getting along and when they're actually like acting as siblings
Mm-hmm.
and not rivals.
Yeah, I talked about that on the Tuesday live that I did. That both Adam and Nick, that whole interaction with them was the best one that I've seen that they ever had.
Brotherly
Mm-hmm.
love, man.
It was. It was so. I love it.
And
Yeah,
respect.
yeah. I mean, he, he was genuinely asking Adam, "Listen, what's wrong? Talk to me." And
Mm-hmm.
so he was like, "Well, you better be prepared." And so when he put it all out on the table, he's worried about being a father and how what's going on with Connor. I mean, Nick didn't come from a place of, how he always be talking crazy to him. He was talking
Mm-hmm.
like a brother.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
thought that was great. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Keish.
Loved it.
No, go ahead, Keish.
Oh no, I was just agreeing with you. I
Oh,
loved it.
yeah. So I
I
wish
was
we.
smiling through the whole scene.
Me too.
I wouldn't even mind see Victoria being nice to him too.
I wouldn't mind that either.
You
I
know.
always what I had always wanted for Adam was for him and Abby, because Abby has always kind of felt like the outsider sibling.
Mm-hmm.
Not in the same way that Adam was, of course, but just because you don't really see her in the Newman dynamic the way Nick and Victoria, or even hell, even the way Adam is. Adam is more involved in the Newman, drama and stuff than Abby is. So I've always wanted to see somehow the two of them form a bond because they're outsiders in different ways, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that would have been since Victoria and Nicholas are basically, they're tight, they're the closest
Yes.
Right.
siblings. It would have been nice to see Abby and Adam kind of form that same bond over the years.
I agree with that.
They're
So.
typically pretty civil.
I feel like Abby, I don't know. I feel like sometimes when they're in scenes together, she has she'll roll her eyes and have the little, oh, it's Adam kind of snarky attitude. Um, she's not as bad as Victoria, but
Okay.
I don't know. It's kind of like how everybody else is with Adam. They just kind of,
Dismissive.
yeah, very dismissive of him and like they're annoyed.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, what is your thoughts in regards to, the whole thing with something going on with Connor? I think we're just on the tip of the iceberg with this one. Because I
That kid
think
is
more
always in
come out next
distress.
week. What'd you say?
I said that kid is always in distress.
Yeah. Poor little,
I, I don't
poor
know.
little kid.
It's one thing after another. I
Mm-hmm.
don't. Is
Y'all
this
make.
a?
Sorry.
Is this? I was just gonna say, is this a way to, I guess, bring him back on screen? Because what other reason other than maybe it was just a filler storyline because they didn't have anything else. Like, what other reason is this happening for?
I don't
Right.
know. Y'all know, remember whenever the kids were little and he and Christian were playing together and he locked Christian in that outbuilding?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They never addressed that really. They never professionally addressed that. And so, and I don't like the whole, the, the evil kid kind of story. Kind of creeps me out. But I could see them doing some kind of mental health something storyline here. Because both Chelsea and Adam's families both have issues with depression and anger and all the stuff.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That is true.
Mary says Billy should stay out of the Connor problem. Adam and Nick were good talking to each other. I agree.
Yep, I agree with that too.
They gave Billy way too much POV for that situation.
And then did y'all see the Friday preview, the preview for next week, where, she's running to Billy telling him something. I'm like, you need to be talking to that boy's daddy.
Right.
Billy is all he gonna do because he already told you. Billy even I gotta give Billy cute kudos for the honesty he's been putting on the table. Because he told Chelsea, listen, I don't know if I should be anywhere around this because when it comes to Adam, I am biased. He said
did
that.
say that. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So if he's telling you, I'm not probably going to be the one that give you objective advice because I can't stand your baby daddy.
Right.
I don't know if I'm the right person to talk to. Just like he was honest with Nate and Mamie, like, I agree with my mom. Yeah, this is exactly what we're doing. Yeah. So, listen, this man is telling you, and you keep running to him, you need to talk to Adam. Y'all got to figure this out. And I know Adam is a hothead. He want to go down there and tear the place apart. Hopefully he listened to Nicholas, and Nicholas is like, no, don't go tear the place apart.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet, anyway, right. So they got to figure that out as a family, and I'm hoping that that's how this all unfold next week.
Yeah. So. When Nicholas told him, when he said, be calm and make sure they're professionals, follow their advice, and then if you find out that they're mistreating Connor or, whatever it was he said, then you go down there and raise hell, and if you need somebody to help you do it, I'll go down with you.
Yep.
It was like, oh, Nicholas, yes. Big brother.
Right, that was cool. Yes. And then we got one last little piece where we saw Tessa get a day manager job this week. So I guess what that means, Tessa be more on screen?
Well,
I doubt it.
I doubt it too, but question. Because I don't know of many board members that have a say in the day-to-day operations of a company.
Yeah, I mean, why?
We're all confused about that.
You don't actually work there.
Girl, she talking about, see, and you know what, Trish? She claims she wants to be there, and I think y'all said something about this earlier because she want to be able to stop Tucker. What you gonna do?
Right.
Nothing. But go over there, and it's already what? One, you got Mamie, you got Nate, you got Lily, Devon, Chance, Jill. Y'all got about 10 people over there already that's trying to figure that thing out.
Fit in that one little office.
Exactly. And Devon's old goofy ass went along with it.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, Abby, what are you gonna do? I mean, you ain't even married to the man yet.
Mm-mm.
You just hoping that, I should slide in. You ain't a chancellor yet, sweetie. You was a chancellor when you were married to Chance.
Right.
That divorce paper has been filed. You're back to being a Newman.
All right.
And an Abbott. So, yeah, she needs to slow her roll a little bit. And Devon is just like, sure, whatever. Okay. Yeah, whatever, man. Come on.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what she's going to be doing, too.
Yeah. He probably give her some, I don't know, fancy job, and then she'll be over there causing problems.
Also, what is her name? I thought Tessa worked for Jabot. Wasn't she like a model?
Yes, and she was ready to quit her job and be a day manager at the restaurant.
No, it's seasonal.
Right.
As in this
Oh
season, we
God.
don't have you in the script.
Oh, right. That is so funny.
I'm like, why would Tessa, of all people, want to be bothered with being a manager of a restaurant? I don't. This woman is a pop star.
Right. She's a singer. She need to be running with Danny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Blackpink Me says Chance is there. Why? I mean, what was his job? What is Chance gonna be doing? Head of security?
I don't remember what they said.
I don't even know what the job position is.
Oh, his title is businessy, businessity, business
What
manager.
is that, Trish?
Exactly.
You know, I mean, Jill just wanted bodies over there just to carry the weight. She didn't want to be over there by herself with all them winters and it's just her.
Right.
So,
Given new meaning to the term body count.
oh,
But
listen, you threw me with that. I did not expect you to use that. And I'm like, what?
who? What?
Yeah, she wanted to increase the body count over there on that side. I guess you're right.
Oh, that's right. Tanika. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Tanika said Marquetti is where Tessa works
Oh, okay.
as a model, right? And she
Yeah, she was
spokesperson
modeling.
or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we didn't get any Adam. Well, we didn't get no Adam and Sally. Well, yes, we did, because Sally kind of talked him off the ledge this week too.
Yeah, I think that was on Monday or
Yeah,
something.
that was early, and then he had the conversation with Nicholas.
Yeah.
Sally was his Valium.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Here's your girl. Here you go. Are you
Rachel said,
drinking
"Does
over
anybody-"
there?
No, I'm not, but pardon me. I didn't eat dinner, so I'm actually shoving a piece of pizza in my
Oh,
mouth.
Pizza
okay.
sounds good.
Mm.
Rachel said, "Does anybody on this show keep the same job for more than 3 months?"
Nope.
Rachel, no.
No. The only person that's been kept their job longer than 3 months is Victor Newman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he came out of retirement, but before that, it was his company and he ran it. So
I guess Abby and Devon have, or not Abby, Lord, Lily and Devon have been in the same positions for
for a
longer than a
while,
year.
yeah, that's true. Yep.
But everybody else, yeah, it's just been musical chairs with these co-CEOs. There's
I was
about
gonna
4
say.
CEOs at Jabot.
Right.
Newman has about 7.
Dang.
Exactly.
Oh
Maybe
man.
Josh Griffith could get some co-writers.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Let me ask you this question before we move on to Bowl. We are technically in the first, going in second week of February sweeps. Do you think they did a good job so far, or is it like want right now?
I mean, it's mid. It's
Yeah.
not horrible. It's not like,
But it's
oh
nothing
my gosh.
shocking yet, though. You know what I
Yeah. Maybe Aunt Jordan escaping.
mean? Yeah, that's about it. You know, but she ain't here yet, so.
The anticipation of waiting for her to pop up in Nikki's window or something.
Girl, well, she definitely had a phone because she sent that stripper music. That scene.
love
I'm
Aunt
sorry. That scene was. Melody played the heck out of the scene. I was rolling. I dare ya.
Yes,
And
that was so funny.
And she fumbled over to the window, peeping through the blinds. That was.
I was in tears laughing at that.
I know, it was funny.
She sat on her knee in that chair. I thought she was going to fall off of it.
Exactly, you know. And then that text message, girl, it's on the screen. VITOR.LUTE. I was like, what in the world?
Gibberish.
Right, gibberish. You know, I gotta say that purse she was carrying, I'm like, that's kind of nice. But, you know.
Yeah.
All right.
Jenna said that Jordan shows up next week.
Yeah, good. Because right now, like Shabrita says, February sweep so far has been a snooze fest.
It's been a little dust over.
Well, I will tell you, Bold was a snooze fest up until today.
It was even the snooze fest today.
Oh.
This entire week.
Yeah, the whole week. Okay, you know what? While we're speaking of that, let us switch over to the bold and the beautiful. But before we do that, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. Thank you guys for showing up. It's 120 almost in the chat. You guys look like y'all having some fun with us tonight. We really appreciate it. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. You can also find the platform on Twitter, X. You can also find on Instagram, and then also on what's the other one? Threads. Now I'm considering creating a Discord. And so with a Discord server, some of you guys, if you guys want to chat about the show during the show, you can do it on Discord. And maybe some of us might be in there, depending on our work schedule. I usually see all of the messages. So I know some people in the chat is like, what the heck is Discord? It's pretty much a chatting server. So when you log into Discord, you get accepted into it. And then right in the middle of the show, if you want to chat with, so one of us or me or whatever, I don't know. I don't want to put that because I know everybody works. But you can chat in the Discord. We have our own private chat that we do with the moderators and the three of us. So that's our thing. But I know some of you guys are probably like, "Hey, did y'all see that?" So I don't know. I'll let you know. I'll keep you guys posted if I want to start a Discord. And then what else? What else? What else? I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, the other platforms and stuff like that. Valentine's Day is next Wednesday, so I'm hoping we get some good stuff. And it's not a snooze fest on your Young and the Restless unless we get something from Adam and Sally or Summer and Chance. I'm hoping Summer and Chance.
Yeah. Bring it on.
Bring it on. Yep. And I hope Thomas and Hope. But did you say you saw the spoilers, Keish, for next week, right?
I saw some that people posted
on X.
I think they got them from
TV Guide.
I forget which site, which soap opera site it was. Soap opera.
Did you see anything about Thomas proposing officially again?
Oh my God!
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Are you serious?
I did that. Yeah, I did see something about him setting up a
elaborate something.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh Lord. Okay.
God.
I'm like, why are y'all doing this to my guy? Why?
Stop.
Like, yeah, chill out, dude.
Yeah. All right. Before we jump into the week of the 12th, we got to unpack this snooze fest of a week. I was just like, oh my God. But obviously, it was window dressing week for something bigger. Yeah, they got married. Okay, fine. But this was all leading into something else. All right. So let me do the summary for the bold and beautiful, and then we will definitely dive into this. Okay, bold. Oops. Okay, right here. Come on. Okay, so for the week of February 5th, Fan delivers better than expected news to Eric, who wants to celebrate with a party. The Logan sisters share a special moment while party plans are made, and Luna tells Poppy about her magical night. Donna's speechless as Eric gets Ridge to help him get on one knee and propose to her while Poppy misplaces her special mints. Eric and Donna get married in a whirlwind ceremony, and Poppy tells Bill he is not Luna's father. And after popping some of her mom's happy mints, stoned Luna stumbles into Zende's bed and imagines he's RJ. Yeah. We only really have 3 storylines this week. We got the one at Il Giardino with Bill and Poppy. We got
Mm-hmm.
this whole party proposal wedding situation, and then we got the whole Luna thing going on.
Yes.
All right, so let's get Bill and Poppy out the way. This man wants to be that girl father so bad.
Uh, well, he's been complimenting that girl since the first day he met her,
Right.
talking about how phenomenal she is and extraordinary and all this other stuff. And I'm like, Bill, you haven't even spent time with this girl. What do you know about her?
She only been you know what? I went back to look to see when she actually came on the scene. It was September 13th. She ain't been here 4 months.
God, was it September?
September 13th.
Yeah, because it was right at the start of the pencil wars.
Yep.
Because she had brought some fabrics and stuff over to the house, huh?
Correct.
Yep. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, Poppy had talked with Luna earlier in her little pill thing. Luna had to know that wasn't hers when she took it out of her purse the first time. And what is Poppy taking? Like, is she taking something that is an anti-anxiety medication that's supposed to calm you down, and if you take too many of them, it can, make you want to sleep? What is she taking? And if it's those, it does not taste like mint.
Unless it's an edible, right?
I'm assuming they're edibles. That's my assumption.
That's what I'm thinking. And edibles come in cookies and gummies and all types of stuff.
They do, and I will say, I've never seen anybody have any kind of reaction like that.
Well, if she's here's the thing. Some people that have never had anything like that and they have it for the first time, they're lightweight. Their body is like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you never had alcohol before and you start drinking alcohol, it's going to hit you hard.
Well, and I'm sure that Luna wouldn't. I mean, she's obviously was extraordinarily innocent. She lost the big V.
Mm-hmm.
She probably hadn't ever tried anything, and but I mean, you would feel your body changing?
Well, hold on, because we were talking about Poppy and Bill.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. So I guess my point on that one was why I brought that up was Poppy's little thing was missing.
Mm-hmm.
And her purse fell over, so I guess she didn't realize stuff fell out of it at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she ended up grabbing the stuff and putting it in there. Now, I gotta say, Jenna is like, does Luna have a halitosis problem? We've seen her every time she get ready to kiss that boy, she want to put a mint in her mouth.
Yep, and that's how we knew that this was going to be a situation, because we know that we've seen Poppy several times pop her little edibles on her dates,
right?
And then on the flip side of that, we see Luna always taking a mint. So it was like at some point their little
was going to cross paths.
They're going to get they're going to get confused, and somebody's going to she's going to grab her mom's tin and think that it's her mints.
The foreshadowing is off the charts on this one.
Yeah, it was. I mean, listen, they have been planning, and then every time you look up, Eric and even Bill, she's a wonderful woman, and RJ, you're blessed to have her, and y'all gonna be great forever. And it's like, this is about the bottom is about to fall out. But anyway, one thing Bill said was pretty interesting. He said, you're definitely not a gold digger, because honestly, he got a point. This would have been prime opportunity. She could have easily pinned a kid on him. But she didn't do that.
I mean, a DNA test would have proved one way or the other.
Right. But, he was saying, people be like, oh, because it happens, I mean, it definitely happens out here, But he was like, if your sister don't really know you, because if you really wanted to be a gold digger and I'm offering to take your daughter, he's begging. Please tell me. Don't act like you're covering. Let me know. Bill, You're not the father. Get over it.
Yeah, it was almost like he was desperate to be her father.
Right. That was kind of crazy.
It
But
just makes me wonder if it's not because, I mean, of course they've been hinting that it was probably Bill.
mm-hmm,
Once we found out that him and Poppy had some kind of fling 20 years ago,
mm-hmm,
but now it's like, who could it possibly be other than Jack, which would explain why Lee hates her.
mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm.
like there's nobody else
Yeah, but
unless they bring some stranger into the picture.
yeah, if it's not Jack, then it could be Finn.
I highly doubt that
You
they're going to make.
still don't think it's Finn, huh, Keish?
I don't think Finn slept with his aunt.
I don't want to even ponder that thought.
Yeah, that doesn't
Well,
even.
we hope that Luna don't sleep with Zende either. So,
But they're not related.
they not related either.
Just, but
Yeah, listen,
what
Belle
would the
is.
explanation be for him not acting weird around his aunt?
Listen, girl, Belle comes up with the craziest things.
I
You
highly
know.
doubt that that's what it is.
Mhm.
I don't believe that they're going to go the direction of Finn and Poppy had some type of affair when he was younger.
I
Because
don't want them to go that direction.
I know we don't want them to.
Finn would be highly uncomfortable right now if that was the case. That he's way too welcoming to his aunt,
Right.
inviting her over to dinner at their house with Steffi and their kids. He wouldn't be doing that if he was hiding. If they were hiding something like that, he wouldn't even want them in town.
Well, that's only if he even remember. Because remember, there's a lot of extenuating circumstances. Did he get a hold of some pills? Did he lose part of his memory when he was in a coma for 6 months? They could write this so many different directions.
No,
You know, and I
I
mean,
don't
it
see that
sucks,
happening.
but I mean, why is she looking at him through the doorway all suspiciously and all this old kind of stuff and having little dance parties as a first year college student with your auntie when your parents ain't around? I don't know. It's just weird. And I agree. It's a weird situation. But it wouldn't surprise me because here's the other thing that we got to talk about is this whole thing with Zende and Luna where the consent issue comes up because she was not in her right mind. Why are they going there? You know what I mean? So I don't know what they're going to do with that thing. Obviously, that's going to be the two biggest things is her paternity and this whole thing with Zende and of course Thomas and Xander. But we still got to talk about this beautiful wedding, right?
I
No.
did not
Or not
see a
too.
prenup.
What you say? She said
I
she did
did
not
not
see
see
a
a prenup.
prenup. Oh my god! It
This
was.
fool is about to give away half of his 37.5%
Yep.
again to the same woman because you know this ain't gonna last.
Yep.
And there's no prenup.
And once again, Steffi is going to have to come to the rescue.
And then she'll continue to be villainized.
Yep.
It's just the way it's gonna go. Mark our words, you guys.
Now
At
I gotta say
8:17 p.m.
that
Central Standard Time on 2/9/2024. We called it.
well I gotta say that Jennifer Garice looks absolutely beautiful in that dress.
She was stunning.
Yeah, she did.
That dress looked good on her. I mean, they all look nice. I mean, Brooke had her push-up bra on. Yeah, just the other day too.
Everybody
mean,
did look good, but yes, Donna's character was absolutely stunning.
Yeah, she did look good. I'll give her that.
Now there was a lot of conversation about not having the rest of the Forresters there.
Yep.
Now they made it look like because Finn was just there. He was the one that delivered the news that your results are remarkable. Blah blah blah. You couldn't say, "Hey, I need you to come back for a party." You called RJ. You could have said, "Hey, I'm having a party tonight. Bring you and Steffi." But there was no Finn, no Steffi, no Thomas, no Hope, none of them.
So they did explain why they weren't there.
Yeah, but they should have had them there. It's like y'all do everything else together.
Well, what just kills me is that the very first thing that Eric thought of was the Logan sisters, and I'm like, oh, come on, man, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wasn't it Donna the one asking about Thomas and Steffi?
Exactly. They could have
I mean,
wrote
I
that
don't care that they
in.
were there or not. They don't. This is how I see it anyway. And I
Okay.
know that Eric was the other half of that celebration, but I, they don't like Thomas and Steffi, and
Mm.
Thomas and Steffi don't particularly care for them. So them not being there to me isn't a huge deal.
Yeah, it definitely was the Logan show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Zende and, well, RJ is Brooke's kid, and, Luna was his girlfriend, but Zende probably was the extra there because the rest of this was all Logan related.
Yeah.
But he was needed to be part of what the actual storyline was about,
Right.
which is, now, you know what? I'm done with this wedding thing because that was most of the week. It was just absolutely. Listen, if you're a sucker for romance, which I am, I would have been okay, cool. But I'm like, come on, can we? This is supposed to be February sweeps. Can we move it along, please?
Yeah. And I've never been into the Donna Eric pairing anyway, even
Mm-mm.
the first time around.
Mm-mm. I agree. I totally agree. Now, I don't like what they're doing, moving the story, moving our next part of the discussion. I do not like what they're doing to Zende. I don't.
Mm-hmm. I'm so annoyed.
People are already calling that boy creepy, and I don't like it. Cause he was a good dude. Paris was like, cause he was trying to have him moving with her, marry her, and do all this stuff. And Paris wanted to do her own thing. And now all of a sudden you're gonna turn him into this.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't happy with that, Bill.
Not good. Don't like it.
Don't like it.
Don't want to see.
Yeah.
I mean,
Go ahead.
Especially because they're doing this for one reason only, and it's to demonize him to make RJ a victim.
Yep.
RJ and Luna victims, and it's unnecessary.
Yeah, I just hope, my wish is for Zende to put his clothes back on, run across the property, say, listen, bro, your girl is in my room. I didn't do anything. I walked in there. She just happened to stumble in there. I found her sleeping, unclothed in my bed.
Yeah. Did it seem like he was being portrayed as being tipsy himself? Because he kind
of looked like
not
he
that
was.
Not that it would be an excuse, but
Right.
when he walked in,
he was kind
to
of
me
tired.
it kind of looked like he was stumbling a little.
Yeah.
Well, he certainly didn't walk in and look around. He walked in and faced the other way.
Yeah.
And then backed in and took his shirt off, and it was like, do you back up to your bed every time?
No. Listen, when I get ready to go to bed, I'm facing the bed because it's calling
well, I
me.
will. I won't fall down if I don't.
Listen, Trish, man, listen, the bed is calling when I'm sleeping. I'm not facing the other way to the door.
Right? Oh my gosh, and my bed frame actually has this little lip that steps out that I had to train myself to stay an additional 2.5 to 3 inches back, or I killed my shin.
Right.
And I screwed up so bad, y'all. It has been going on for like 13 years now. I need to get a new bed frame, but even when I get a new one, I know I'm still going to stay back 3 inches because I'm so scared I'm going to bash my shin in.
I mean, seriously, they made it unrealistic where he backed into the door, his clothes were
Nobody does
facing.
that.
Yeah, I mean, you would have walked in and saw instantly that there's somebody in your bed.
Right.
It's just, I don't know. And see, here's the issue. Okay, so let me say this because I know I've seen this across social media and in the comment section, how they did this before, years past, and I think they mentioned Caroline. Here's the difference in 2024. The climate is different.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to consent, There's a big issue around it. I mean, it's all part of, the whole Me Too movement where, were you able to give consent?
Well, and so on that topic, I fully support consent
Mm-hmm.
and getting consent. Absolutely 100%. And I want to ask, she's stretching her arms out to him, but is she going to say, my question is she going to say RJ?
I'm
Right.
hoping.
If she does and he continues, then they've ruined the character.
Oh,
And I'll be
yeah.
very upset. If she
Absolutely.
doesn't and he continues, why wouldn't he? They were just giggling together after
Mm-hmm.
and he
Ooh.
doesn't care about RJ's feelings.
I agree with that.
Oh, so it depends on how this is scripted
It
then.
depends on how
Yeah.
it's scripted. And I really, 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 really hope they actually don't go through with it, but I think I saw something that indicates they probably.
Well, according to
I did too.
Monday's spoiler, she's gonna wake up horrified that she's been laying next to him. The question is, what happened?
Yeah.
Well, in this, yeah.
And is it going to be a Thomas Brooke Island lie that it didn't that it happened but it really didn't, or did it really happen and they're going to lie about it, or did it really happen and they're going to tell it?
Like Thomas and Carol. That this is the same thing they did with Thomas and Caroline, where he didn't realize that she was high on prescription pills, and they slept together. So
Yep.
even though he didn't know that she had taken pills, it still comes off as he took advantage of her in some way. And I hate when they write storylines like that. I hate when it's a situation where there's a perceived assault or someone being taken advantage of, and they just don't make it a straight up she cheated on him.
Yeah.
Why do they need to do that?
I don't even know why they wrote it right like this. That girl just gave up her V card a day or two ago.
Yes,
Exactly.
that's what really pisses me off about it, because I feel like they did that on purpose because this was coming up. So it's going to be a situation of, well, she was a virgin, so of course she didn't consent to this. She wouldn't have done that. She's in love with RJ. She just had, what, for the first time last week.
Yeah.
There's no way that she would have consented to this with you.
Well, and also, with regard to now, in her mind, everything that was beautiful is now ruined.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just if it happens, it's not just the fact that it's happened. They're cousins, and I'm trying so hard to watch my words, y'all. I swear. They're RJ and they're cousins. Stop doing. There's enough other women in Los Angeles. I mean,
Right.
seriously, stop. I mean,
J Money.
Yeah, I
Money
saw
said-
that. J Money is hilarious.
You get on my nerves, Jay.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
know.
I agree. She said B&B has the laziest writers.
yes. Whoever said that, yes, I said that earlier on several posts. I'm like, oh my god, it's just lazy writing. They give us no credit.
Yeah.
Redneck said, "Why was Luna even taking the mints in the first place?" Well, I think she thought they were breath mints.
Mm-hmm.
But like everybody is saying, I've seen this everywhere. It's like your breath smell that bad that you got to keep doing that every time she kiss RJ. Because even RJ say another mint. Remember he said that.
Yep.
You can floss or like use that water pick or gargle.
They
There's
even
all-
got the Listerine strips that you can just put on your tongue.
Yeah. You know what else was stupid to me was RJ didn't see her outside and make sure that she got
I was
Nope.
so
into her, like I'm guessing she must have called like a car service or an Uber or something to come and pick her up, because she was sitting out there like she was waiting for something, like she was waiting for someone to come get her.
Mm-hmm.
So you wouldn't go out there with your woman and wait with her outside, or tell her to wait in the house until the car comes. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, that was also done.
It was
You
sloppy.
wander off into the guest house, and then you're so tired that you just take your clothes off and crawl into a bed too. Like they could have written this way different.
Yeah, I mean, I can honestly see like, if you're gonna do something like that, you're gonna pass out on top of the sheets. You're not gonna actually go to bed.
Yeah,
that's not how that goes down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been inebriated or, to that point where I'm just out of my mind that I just, in a house that I've never been in, I'm just going to take off my clothes and go to bed.
No.
And and the thing is, RJ looked like he was somewhat concerned when she walked out the door. So if you
didn't follow her.
Yeah. So if you have some type of concern, why are you not going with her?
Exactly. You know something is off with her.
Yep.
Why didn't you go out there? And then, I'll just take a ride share. No, you're not. I'm taking you home.
Right. You would insist on that.
I mean, I understand, they're trying, because ladies trying to be independent, right? I can make my own choices, do my own thing. But in this case, you can tell that she's not herself. Something's going on. And he's concerned because, like Keish said, the look on his face. He was looking at that door after she left like something ain't right with her.
So in the comments, Jan says, she said she didn't get to see the episode, but if Luna was so out of it that she fell in bed, etc., her impairment would be obvious, regardless of the dialogue. Zende should know. And this is exactly why I can't stand when the writers make it a somewhat ambiguous situation, because people are going to automatically say, well, Zende should have known better.
Right.
He should have known something was wrong with her. So, in other words, Zende assaulted her.
Well, here, like you say, only person that really knows about the V card being given up is her mama and RJ, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So is Zende thinking that she's just this loose woman that's cheating on her man just to go and get in his bed and sleep with him?
Right. And why would you want, she just, and now you're...
Oh, this is weird. I don't like. I mean, I wanted Zende and Luna to get together, but not like this.
Not like this. Yeah, I don't even want it anymore. The episode where she completely shut him down when he set up that the little romantic dinner at Forrester Creations, when she straight up said, I'm not interested in you, in so many words. I'm in love with Andre. RJ.
Wait a minute, Keish. You need to tell us something. You in love with Andre? Go ahead, girl.
Sorry, guys. But she straight up told him, I'm in love with RJ. You're cool. I like you as a friend, but I'm not interested in you.
Right.
And we never hear those words from characters. It's usually very there's a gray area almost, kind of like with the Danny Christine Phyllis thing, where he is acting one way but says another, but kind of seems like he's interested, giving the mixed signals.
Right.
And she didn't do that with him. So from that episode on, I'm like, okay, well, she's not even showing a little tiny bit of interest in Zende. So I don't really care about shipping them anymore, because it doesn't seem like it's going that direction. And I didn't want to see Zende be the character begging over and over again for her attention.
Right.
So now that they've gone and done this, it's even worse, because she didn't show any interest at all before.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that small little session of giggling, because she, obviously she's high, which he doesn't know that. But that one little interaction they had right before she leaves is the only indication that she may have been interested. And even then, it wasn't really. It was just them laughing.
Yep.
I hate that storyline so much.
I do too, because
he's going to look like the bad guy either way.
Yeah.
I mean, the only way to get himself out of this is if he gets out of that room and go tell RJ, like, now.
Right.
Don't even get in bed, but it's not going to happen, not according to the spoilers. She's supposed to wake up next to him. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
So, but again, it's still the fact that she stayed there all night and he didn't say anything. Even if he didn't do anything, he just turned over and let her sleep. That's still your cousin's girlfriend in the bed with you.
Right.
So he's gonna get flack for that too.
Yep.
So y'all took a good guy who was talking about getting married and doing all this stuff, and then y'all turned around and flipped him into this. You know what? I'm
All to
mad.
prop up RJ.
All
Yep.
to prop up the Logan child. Yes, Brooke's kid
Mm-hmm.
with British. Yep, yep.
Which goes back to what Zende was saying about him being the golden boy.
Yeah.
Mm. Wow.
And
That's
I
everybody
still
in the
do. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I still do want them to have him start the Golden Child swimwear.
you silly. Jenna said something very interesting. Do you think this is going to be the situation? Zende is going to be the fall guy and the family is going to turn against him. Do you think that's the case? Because remember, Eric is rooting for them.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it just ought to. I don't know how they're going to write this. I don't know if they're gonna go to the extent of everybody shuns him because they think that he took advantage of her, or if she comes to his defense and once she realizes I took edibles, I didn't realize I did that, and I know that you didn't know that happened. If she never says RJ's name during that whole
Mm-hmm.
interaction with them,
Mm-hmm.
then he can't really be blamed.
Exactly.
Well, I know one person who's going to have a field day with this. Lee.
Oh, for sure.
Lee is going to be like, you let that girl get them pills. See, I
Yep.
told you you was irresponsible. And Luna, you ended up in the bed with Steffi's brother's cousin. You know how she always
Yeah.
refer it back to
Connecting the
Steffi.
dots.
Right. You know, see, I told you, you guys coming to town, it was going to be a whole problem.
I'll be interested to see because you know how sometimes they isolate these storylines to just specific characters.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll be interested to see if like Thomas and Steffi and are aware of what's going on, and Thomas especially since he's usually the black sheep of the family.
Mm-hmm.
If he's on Zende's side or if he doesn't shun him and tries to be understanding or give him some type of support or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, what do you think Finn will do? Since he always on Thomas's butt.
I'm pretty sure he would side with whatever his cousin is saying.
Yeah, this can go like 10,000 different ways. This is gonna be it's gonna be interesting to see what happens next. What happened in that room?
Yeah.
You know, if did he just let her sleep and didn't do anything, but it still looks bad, or does something actually happen? Oh God,
I really don't want anything to happen.
me either.
I don't either.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Everybody in the comments are comparing it to similar storylines in the past with Brooke and Ridge and Thomas and Caroline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was a different time period. That was the
Yeah.
thing. Because during those time periods, you saw a lot of that across the soaps.
Even back then, though, like I remember being highly frustrated and annoyed that they did that with Thomas and Caroline because I feel like they have always done that with the Thomas character where they've had him do something that is perceived very creepy.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of them because I remember back then people saying that he assaulted her.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the whole storyline with him and Brooke stranded on that island,
Mm-hmm.
he took advantage of her. Even though they were both high on those berries, the narrative was that Thomas took advantage of her. And I don't know. I just
Yeah,
wish they would
girl.
stop doing this.
Yeah, and I mean, it's so bad on Twitter. They trying to call for Bell to be fired, and I'm like, I think
He
he owns
owns
it.
it.
He owns it. I mean, unless there's a, you can't. What are you gonna fire himself?
Hey, self,
Yeah.
you're fired, self.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's gonna happen.
I think the big thing will be to see how Luna reacts to the situation. Like
Mm-hmm.
if she comes out of this with the basically saying that he took advantage of her,
Mm-hmm.
then it's going to look really bad for Zende. But if she comes out of this saying that I'm not sure what, even if she says I don't know what happened, it'll still look bad for Zende. But if she tries to defend him in some way, um, kind of like how, and I know the situations are different because Bill and Steffi weren't high or anything when they slept together,
Mm-hmm.
but she still kind of not necessarily defended him, but she made it known like he didn't take advantage of me. I knew what I was doing, which I guess won't necessarily work for Luna because she was high, but I don't know. I think it'll. I think it will all depend on how Luna reacts to it.
Yep.
If she felt like she was taken advantage of, or she tries to defend him, saying, he didn't realize it. He didn't realize I had taken an edible. He was also, because I think he's supposed to be a little tipsy himself. At least the way that he was walking in his house, it seemed like he was. So.
Yeah. This is gonna be crazy.
I don't think people are saying they wonder if she's going to come up pregnant. I don't think that they'll do that to her.
Yeah, I see that Jenna was screaming in the comment section
Yes,
talking
she
about,
is.
well, y'all skipping around the fact that she's gonna be pregnant.
I would say if they had not made her a first timer with RJ,
Mm.
it could be a possibility. But because she, just lost her V card last week, I doubt that I don't think they would have her be pregnant already.
I know
Brees.
somebody in real life got pregnant the first time.
Yeah, I
I hope they don't.
I think it's too soon for that character.
I hope so.
Bree said Lee.
I mean, oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna just quickly say Bree said Lee could use a few of those mints herself and relax.
Yeah, Lee needs to chill.
But what were you about to say, Trish?
Man, I don't know.
Well, sorry.
It's gone. That's what happens when you're.
Yeah, I understand. Believe
Gosh,
me.
it drives me crazy. It's like it was just there and now it's just gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so.
Veronica said she thinks Poppy and Luna's relationship is going to blow up because she accidentally took her mom's
maybe so.
happy pills. I don't think so either.
Oh, no. Ooh, cha. Now, it's been maybe that's why the week was so freaking sleepy time up until getting into this Friday episode, because it definitely woke a lot of people up, but I don't know if it's in a good way. And then again, we still got Xander coming back, and Sheila and Deacon. That whole thing is supposed to happen on the week of the 19th, whatever that is, because they promised us a jaw-dropping storyline with She-Con. So, that, like I said, that's supposed to happen on the week of the 19th. But Valentine's Day, is Thomas going to propose again? It's just like, okay.
I saw some spoiler pics of Steffi and the woman from The Talk. I guess she's going to be playing a character she has a son that's friends with Kelly.
Oh, okay.
They're going to go on a play date, and they're supposed to see Sheila at Il Giardino.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh.
I don't know if that's next week or the week after.
Okay, gotcha. Tanika, I don't know. She's asking if she coming up pregnant. I know a lot of people saying in the comment section, I haven't seen anything with Luna coming up pregnant. But that would be crazy because she'll probably instantly know who's the father. That's all I'll
Oh,
say.
she sure will.
I mean, it's literally been like 48 hours between the two if it happens.
Oh, that's
Um,
yeah.
and then the crazy thing is, she actually was tipsy, but she saw RJ talking, but she was talking to Zen. I'm like, how you gonna mix the two of them up? Come on now.
She was hallucinating from them pills, from the
I
edible.
guess, girl.
I mean,
I mean,
can you hallucinate? Oh, well, I mean, it is
I
hallucination. I'm just, I'm
yeah, I'm like,
I don't know.
yeah,
Stretch.
yep. So, all right, I
Vicky,
think we covered everything on
Vicky,
that. Go ahead.
Vicky said, I'm 61. I'll be 71 by the time we find out who Luna's father is.
Dang. I mean, they dragging this out. I need to know like next week. Come on now. All right. So, we're gonna move on to our final two segments. Flip the script and who's taking several seats. So, for those that are new in the chat, and it's almost 145 of you, thank
Oh
you
my
very
gosh.
much.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, 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 hey. I hope y'all having a great time. The newbies, even the ones that are in the shadows, that are not typing in the chat, but y'all listening quietly. Y'all in the shadows, hiding behind the bushes, but listening and got your popcorn. Yeah, come back next week or listen to the recaps and stuff like that as well. So for our flip the script, if there's a particular scene or storyline that we wish we could change, this is where we flip the script. So, what you guys got for the young and the restless?
For me, it's Jack and Victor. They can both take a seat because ain't neither one of
Wait,
them doing.
girl. I said flip the script.
Oh,
Oh, right.
I was going to do take a seat too.
I don't know why I had to take a seat on my brain.
I don't know. Y'all ready to sit them down real quick.
my flip the script. My flip the script would be Devon telling Lily what's going on.
Okay. That's a good one. What you got, Trish?
I mean, honestly, I think my flip the script would be that Phyllis just sat back. This whole Chase and Danny thing,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let him implode with Christine and be bored and come back and have something happen then.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That needs to flip, whether it's that way or a different way. Flip it.
Agreed.
Flip it. Mine would be the situation with Jack and Nikki and all of them. Jack just said, you know what? This is too much for me. I'm in over my head. I don't care if Nikki start begging, crying, and pleading. I need you to be my sponsor. I'm like, you got to find somebody else. I mean, I understand, but you need deeper help than what I can provide to you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Make like a flapjack and flip.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Girl, you so crazy. Yeah, I mean, he need to walk away from this. I just think he's way over his head, and he's not even doing the work. She is. She's the one that's calling the shots.
Mm-hmm.
Telling him what to do, what not to say. Lie to my husband. Tell him I'm going to call you and try to get Victor out of here. And he does it.
Yeah.
So you're not helping Jack. All right, flip for bold. I mean, flip the script for bold.
Eric and Donna went and eloped and went on a honeymoon off screen.
I know, right? Right. What you got, Trish?
I think, I mean, it really would have been fun if Donna would have said no.
Yeah. I mean, she did say, did you hear her say, I really didn't need a wedding or a ring. I was okay with just being with you. She said that.
She did say that.
He the one that want to get married. My flip for this whole thing would have been the situation where RJ decided to take her home or sit outside and wait.
Yep.
You know, don't just see you looking confused and concerned, but you let her walk out the door like, oh well, and tell your granddad, oh, she decided to go home. She tired.
Right.
You better go on after that girl. I mean, even if she wasn't tired, go out there and sit and wait with her.
Right.
You know, she was totally clear in the head. Sit out there and wait with her. You know. Alrighty. And then now we have some seats to be taken. So again, for those that are new here in this chat, taking several seats, if there's somebody that was doing too much, got on your nerves, or they just like, no, come over here and take a seat and sit down. This is where we take several seats. So, who y'all got taking seats on The Young and the Restless?
We already know my take of seats because I jumped the gun.
Well, go ahead. Repeat it, girl.
Jack and Victor.
Jack and Victor? Okay.
Yep.
What you got, Trish?
Y'all, I gotta put my girl down. Phyllis has to take a seat.
Yeah, she does.
She got to take a seat. And I agree with Keish, too. Jack and Victor, and quite frankly, Nikki needs to check in and take a big, long seat.
Yeah, I was going to say that she needs, especially since she's trying to call Jordan to come get her. Girl, you need to go take a seat in the rehab. That's where you need to go.
Right, because you're just drunk. Jordan's insane.
Right, you talking about I'm waiting for you. Are you serious right now?
Can't even stand up.
Right. Yeah, Nikki, go take a seat in the rehab office. They'll be more than happy to help you. Jack can't help you. All right, and who's taking seats over on Bold?
The writers.
Ooh, Lord.
Every last one. Yeah, I can't even.
For making us suffer through this Donna Eric wedding and then giving us this Luna Zende situation.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, too, I think Bill needs to take a seat with his hunger for trying to be Luna's daddy.
And Poppy needs to take a seat because she left them pills all willy-nilly for her daughter to grab. It's like, girl, those things are potent. You need to put them somewhere safe.
You're going to take them, you better be responsible.
Exactly. And then did you see how she walked out the restaurant? She was like, I don't know what happened. And they just walked out.
Yeah, sashayed out. No biggie.
No big deal.
And I guess when Luna tells her, she'll go, oh, that's where my pills went.
Yeah. All right, so we got some scripts, some flips and stuff in there in the chat. TA say flip for Bold. Zende saw Loon in his bed and run out immediately. Gail says Nick is not going to be pleased about Summer and Chance. That's a flip. Okay. And okay, she must be new. So this sounds like you're talking about spoilers for next week, Gail. But what a flip is just, a scene this week that we currently had saw that we wish we could change. That's what that's about. Bree says, Bold flip, Lee pop up at Eric and Donna's wedding party and offer to be his personal MD. Oh, Lord, Bree. Okay, Bree. Ron Julian says, flip the script, Danny is not a man, he's a wolf in sheep clothing. Okay. Melissa says Zende needs to take a seat and Belle needs to take a seat for putting Zende in bed with intoxicated Luna. Eric needs to take a seat out the door, according to Veronica. Tamika says my flip is Zende walk away. And I'm tired of RJ and Luna. Okay. Monique Abram flip the script. Jordan comes back and kidnap all of the Newmans except for Adam, and they call him for help. And he said, "Oh, so sad. You should have listened to me." I'm sure the great Victor Newman can find a way. Oh my goodness, that was funny. Angela says, flip the script. Luna get out of Zende's bed. Bree says her seats. Devon needs a Spirit Airlines seat to humble himself. Ron said Phyllis and Christine take a seat. Redneck says RJ for not dropping his girl home safe and sound. Veronica said Nikki need to take a seat at Betty Ford. Ron said Brad Bell take a seat. The writers, Aditha says the writers need to take a seat, writing the same crap over and over again. KH said bold writers need to take a creative writing class. Let's see. R.D. Spencer's. Oh, Black Pink Me says the writers. D. Spencer says RJ need to take a seat. T.A. says take a seat on Bold. That cringe Zende storyline is ridiculous. Ron say Poppy take a seat for negligence. Gail Lewis, Phyllis, Devon, and the writers to take a seat. And the writers on Bold.
We're going to need a theater of seats before this is all said.
I know. Angela says Eric need to go take a seat. Mary says Tucker, Mamie, Audra need to take a seat. Also Phyllis, Danny, and Christine. Jenna says the whole freaking show. D. Spencer says that the whole show and RJ need to take a seat. Ron flipped the script. Daisy Carter comes back to LA and sees Sheila. Angela says everyone on Bold take several seats. Breeze Bold seats. Brad Bell need to sit and listen to the fans. I agree. Jenna says the writers need to take a seat. Redneck said flip the whole show on Bold. Tamika says RJ and Luna and Poppy need to take a seat. Dewan want Adam to team up with Jordan. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, that's all of them. Woo, Lord, thank you. We got them all done. All right, so yeah, it was a slow week, most of the week for Bold until we got to this crazy episode today, and then I don't know. It's been like Keisha called it mid on the Young and the Restless. So yes, we will have to see what happens next. So I'm gonna be getting ready to keep my eye out and get those spoilers out, the full ones for the week of the 12th through the 16th. Hopefully stuff started to ramp up as we are now in the middle of February sweeps, and then I hope the only thing is this Zende and Luna thing is just got me on pins and needles right now. So
yeah.
All right, y'all got anything else before we shut it down?
No, ma'am.
No, this was fun.
Yep.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. All right, you guys. Like I said, stay tuned. Make sure on the way out you hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel. And until then, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Everybody.
Bye.